All right, let's talk about the future of farming. And I'm not talking about some new tractor or a stronger chemical. Nope, it's alive. Today, we're going to dive deep into the microscopic world of biofertilizers and see how they could completely change the game when it comes to feeding our planet. Have you ever stopped to think about the hidden cost of all the food we eat? I mean, we've got this incredible global food supply, but it's not without its problems. For decades, the go-to solution for growing more food has been chemical fertilizers. And, well, that solution is now creating some really serious issues for our planet. So, those same chemical fertilizers that were the heroes of the Green Revolution, yeah, they're starting to show their dark side. We're talking about air pollution, water pollution, and here's the crazy part. They can actually strip the soil of the very minerals it needs to be fertile. It's like we made a deal for a short-term gain, but now the long-term bill is coming due.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll look at the fertilizer dilemma. Then we'll introduce our hero, biofertilizers. After that, we'll meet the key players, the bacteria, fungi, and algae. And finally, we'll wrap up by talking about what this all means for the future of our soil. Sound good? Let's go. Right, so if chemical fertilizers are the problem, what's the answer? Well, it's not another lab-created chemical, it's something much, much cooler. A living, natural alternative.
So what are biofertilizers really? Get this. They're not just inert powders in a bag. They're living, breathing microorganisms. You apply them to seeds or the soil, and they immediately set up shop around the plant's roots. This little neighborhood is called the rhizosphere. Think of it as the plant's bustling little city. And from there, these microbes get to work, unlocking nutrients and feeding the plant, pretty much the way nature's always done it. And the way they work is actually pretty simple. Step 1, you apply them. Step 2, the microbes move in and colonize the roots. And step 3, they start feeding the plant what it needs to grow. It's all biology, not chemistry from a factory. All right, let's meet the first crew of these microscopic helpers. We're starting with bacteria, the true unseen specialists of the soil. Their expertise? Delivering two of the most important nutrients a plant could ask for: nitrogen and phosphorus. You've probably heard of this one. It's a classic. It's the partnership between legumes, we're talking peas, beans, that sort of thing, and rhizobium bacteria. These bacteria literally live inside special little bumps on the plant's roots, called nodules. And inside, they perform what is basically magic. They grab nitrogen right out of the air, which is useless to plants, and they transform it into a form that plants can actually eat. It's incredible. And this process is just, wow, it's so sophisticated. For the bacteria to do their nitrogen-fixing thing, the oxygen levels have to be perfect. Too much oxygen, and the whole system shuts down. So what does the plant do? It creates its own special protein, ligomoglobin, that acts like a tiny oxygen regulator, creating the absolute perfect little bubble for the bacteria to work in. Talk about precision engineering, right? Nature is amazing. And hey, it's not all about nitrogen. Phosphorus is another huge one. A lot of the phosphorus in the soil is kind of locked away in a chemical form that plants just can't access. It's like it's in a safe they can't open. But that's where these phosphorus-solubilizing bacteria come in. Guys like Pseudomonas produce these special acids that act like a key, dissolving the minerals and unlocking that vital phosphorus for the plant. The bacterial world is just so diverse, too. It's not just the rhizobium guys that live with the plants. You also have these free-living bacteria, like Azobacter and Azospirillum. They just hang out in the soil, fixing nitrogen on their own, which then helps out all sorts of other crops. Think cotton, wheat, even sugarcane. Okay, moving on from bacteria. Next up, we've got this amazing team, fungi and algae. If bacteria are the specialist chefs, then fungi and algae are the network engineers and the power plant operators of the soil. Let's kick things off with fungi, specifically mycorrhiza. This is the ultimate two-way street, a perfect trade. The plant, doing its photosynthesis thing, makes sugars, basically food. It gives some of that food to the fungus, and in return, the fungus builds this massive underground web, way bigger than the plant's own roots, and acts like a delivery service, bringing back water and minerals, especially that tricky phosphorus. And the payoff for the plant is just huge. With this fungal super network acting like a root system extension, plants are suddenly way tougher. They can handle drought better, they can handle salty soil better, and they even get protection from nasty root diseases. It all adds up to healthier, stronger, more resilient crops. Okay, Now for cyanobacteria, which you might know as blue-green algae. These things are, well, they're incredible. They're found everywhere, in water and on land, and they basically have two superpowers. Superpower 1, they can do photosynthesis, just like a plant. Superpower 2, they can fix nitrogen from the air, just like those bacteria we talked about. They're a total powerhouse. So you might be thinking, wait a minute, photosynthesis and nitrogen fixation don't really play well together. How do they do both? Well, they have this genius adaptation, these special cells called heterocysts. A heterocyst basically creates a tiny, low-oxygen bubble inside itself, making it the perfect little workshop for fixing nitrogen, while all the other cells are busy with photosynthesis. It's just a brilliant biological hack.
And this isn't just a cool science fact, it has massive real-world uses. Think about rice paddies in Asia. For centuries, farmers have used this tiny little fern called azolla. And living inside that fern is a cyanobacterium called anabina. The fern gives the anabina a safe place to live, and in return, the anabina just pumps out a steady stream of nitrogen. It's a perfect, natural, self-fertilizing system. How cool is that?
Okay, so we've met the whole microscopic team. Let's zoom out now and look at the big picture. What does all this mean? What does a shift to biofertilizers actually mean for our soil, our food, and, well, our future? So let's wrap this up. What's the takeaway? Biofertilizers are all about moving towards a kind of farming that's actually sustainable and doesn't pollute. Instead of treating our soil like a dead thing we just pour chemicals into, we're actively making it healthier. And the best part is, we're not inventing some crazy new technology. We're just finally learning to partner with these incredible natural systems that have been around for millions of years. And with everything going on with our climate, building that kind of natural resilience, that's exactly what we need.
You know, when you get right down to it, this is all about a huge shift in how we see things. For so long, we've treated soil like dirt, just something inert to pump chemicals into. But biofertilizers force us to remember that soil is a vibrant, complex, living ecosystem. So I'll leave you with this question. Are we finally ready to stop trying to control nature and start working with it instead?